Hey everybody, it's Dr. Susan Bernstein, and today I want to speak to those of you who are really in pain about work. You're in work that does not touch your heart, that doesn't feel right to you, and I want to get really personal. I want to read to you from my journals from the mid-1990s when I was miserable. I spent 5 years in management consulting, which was at least 4 years too long. I felt really trapped. I just could not see my way out of it. And in fact, I went to go see career counselors who were always telling me, I can give you an assessment or a test, and that should tell you what you should do. And I said, I don't want to do what I should do. I want to do what I want to do in my heart, but I can't seem to get in touch with that. But I do know the work I'm doing now isn't right for me, and I'm agitated and upset about it. And those career counselors would all tell me, you need to go see a therapist. So I go see a therapist and we could talk about my emotions and my depression and my sadness and my anger about work that didn't fit. But they couldn't really help me to get to the heart of what it was. And so I went through a lot of the process of changing on my own, and a lot with my journal being my best friend and listening to myself deeply as best I could. But it took me a lot longer than I needed it to take. And it's part of the reason that I created the Reinvent Your Role program. And it's just so crucial. And it comes from the heart and from my life experience and working with other clients. But today, if you're feeling really stuck, you're just kind of had it with the work you're in, and you're saying, I want to throw in the towel, but I don't know what I want to do next, or I don't know how to get there, or I don't believe in myself enough, I want you to hear where I used to be. It's actually it is painful for me to read and hear myself, but I want to share this with you, and then I want to share some of the insights that I've gathered over time because I think they're going to be really helpful to you. So here goes. This is from August of 1996. I hate work right now. The pressure feels just so intense, and I could actually care less about what I'm doing. It's because I'm not getting the support I need, and maybe it's because my manager is talking down to me, and she really doesn't realize how hurtful and judgmental that is. She loves what she's doing, and I don't. That's it. I need to stop comparing myself to everyone else. I am afraid of failure. On Thursday, we have this big, huge meeting, and I realize that it sounds like a hell of a lot of nonsense, of crap. And it's not what I would do nor how I would do it. Why is it that my manager is letting me sink? She doesn't help me out with resources, and I swear she doesn't think well of me. I realize I probably didn't think well of myself then, but I hate how patronizing she is with me. She tells me to relax and tomorrow come in later on Monday so that I can be rested up. What is she thinking? I can't seem to relax. I don't have the storyline that I'm supposed to have for this project, and it's not to her satisfaction, and I don't know what she wants. And she's left me out on my own, and I don't have anyone to bounce ideas off of. Damn. On the other hand, I feel like a failure. Hear that again? I feel like I want to be doing other work. I can't see myself as a manager at this company. I don't want to make frameworks all day. I don't want to be in front of spreadsheets all day. It's boring and it's too structured for me. I have always hated to have to get right to the point. I need to talk things out sometimes. I just hate my manager right now. She's been treating me like a youngster. It doesn't help that I cried in front of her twice this week. Jeez. I still don't have total control over my emotions. I just need to get out of this company, and soon I'm losing my sanity and my self-esteem and my personal life. Ugh. Another entry that I had just a week later. I have to find a world that fits me instead of trying to conform to the rest of the world. I can't be a channel for everything. It's just too much. Well, that would indicate a job change. But to what? It indicates a job change because I'm trying to stretch too far from myself. I want to be in town, but I'm out of town. I want time with friends, but I lack it. I want to work from the heart, but I wind up working from the head all the time. I want time for classes, but I don't have it. I want to be creative, but I feel stalled with numbers and charts, and why do they paralyze me? Why can't I write a story the way my company expects it, or at least find I find it so hard to encapsulate my thoughts. Why do I find it so tough to be succinct? I need work that fits me. It's about turning this all around. And that is what it's about. But if you're in the midst of a career change, I want to share with you, if you're in the midst of at least thinking about it, if you're in work that doesn't fit and you're considering making a change, the big things that I see are three things. One, getting calm enough to hear yourself, to listen on the inside. Two is getting clear about what's next. And three is overcoming fears and doubts so you can pursue that. So here's the thing. If you're not feeling calm, you got to do what it takes to get calm enough to hear your heart, to listen to that rhythm inside you that's your own. Maybe it's meditation, maybe it's dance, maybe it's being in nature, but you got to carve that time out for yourself. In the Reinvent Your Role program, I help you with those things from my own experience and from the experience of working with hundreds of clients. I have lots of tools and techniques to help you listen within, including visualizations, affirmations, and a lot. The second part is about getting clear about what's next. And if you've heard me before, you know you can't figure it out, you got to feel it out. And you got to put your mind in the service of your heart and not the other way around. And I have so many tools and techniques to help you to feel it out and then figure it out in the Reinvent Your Role program. And I would love to share those with you because they're creative, they're out of the box. They are not assessments and tests. If you can't tell, I don't believe in those. Those tell you what you should. And I don't want you doing the should job. I want you doing the want to work. And then that third piece is about dealing with fears and doubts. Because you know what? They're going to come up. They just do. It's sort of like your ego says, oh, you're going to do something scary. You're threatening me. Help, help. I'll throw up fears and doubts. Those fears can be fears of failure. They can even be fears of success, the doubts, the ways that you what if yourself and you say, all these bad things might happen. But what I help you work on in the Reinvent Your Role program is to let your desires be greater than your doubts, because then you'll step out. And I know that those fears and doubts show up, but one of the things I'm masterful at, and I'm proud to say this, is helping people to have a shift in perspective, to understand that those fears and doubts are normal, but not to buy into them, to really find the love that's in your heart for what you want to do. And it's like you have dueling voices, what you love and what you fear. And I help you find ways to let the love side grow a lot more. So my hope for you from the place of my journal and where I was 14 years ago, in so much pain and spending an extra 4 years doing work I didn't love, is please, whatever you do, get yourself some support to make change. If you're feeling stuck and lost and blocked and doubting and fearful, you don't have to stay that way. I would love to help you, or please get yourself some kind of support with the help to really get calm enough to hear yourself, to get clear enough to know what's next, and to deal with those fears and doubts. I hope that sharing my own personal change to really, I get to do work I love. It's such a joy to have a business, a livelihood where what I'm doing is talking to you. And really to share my love, my passion, it's better than I could ever have imagined. And it keeps getting better. So I hope you'll at least consider the Reinvent Your Role program. You can find that by going to hayhouse.com and looking up live online events. It starts on February 7th. It's a 10-session program that will give you the tools to get calm, the tools to get clarity about what's next, and the tools to deal with fears and doubts. You're going to get 90-minute sessions with me online streaming through your computer. You'll be able to call in with questions. We have a private web board where you can ask your questions and get support from the group, not just from me. And you're also going to get handouts from me, the exercises that will help you to shift. You'll get affirmations and visualizations and so much more because I genuinely care about helping you. It's my mission in the world to help people come alive at work, and I hope you'll let me do that with you. Thanks, and take good care. Lots of love.